Welcome back to the channel. Barack Obama, one of the most respected and beloved figures of our time, has just reached a deeply touching and unforgettable personal milestone, meeting his very first grandchild, the baby recently welcomed into the world by his daughter, Malia Obama. For everyone who has followed the Obama family's journey over the years, this moment felt both heartwarming and fascinating. It offered a rare look at the private, tender side of a family that usually keeps their intimate moments far from the public eye. The anticipation leading up to this event was intense, with social media overflowing with excitement, warm wishes, and heartfelt messages long before any official details emerged. Yet for Barack and Michelle, none of this was about the online buzz or public curiosity. For them, it was a quiet, sacred moment rooted in love, in family, and in the joy of seeing a new generation brought into their lives. The energy in that room was a powerful blend of emotion, wonder, and pure happiness. Capturing a milestone that touches people everywhere, the moment a grandparent holds their grandchild for the very first time. This wasn't just a casual drop-in visit or a picture-perfect moment made for cameras. It was a symbolic beginning, marking a brand new chapter in the Obama family story, a reminder of the lifelong connections that bind parents, children, and grandchildren. Fans everywhere were already picturing Barack's soft expressions, the warm smile he gets when he's deeply moved, and the gentle way he would hold his grandchild close. In a world that tends to spotlight accomplishments, headlines, and political legacies, this simple family moment stood out as a beautiful reminder of the universal power of love and fresh beginnings. The image of Barack Obama, so often seen as a global leader and historical figure, quietly cradling a tiny newborn lit up people's hearts. It reminded all of us that no matter how great someone's public achievements may be, moments like these remain the most priceless. To truly understand the significance of this emotional encounter, we have to look back at the path that led to it. Malia Obama, the eldest daughter of Barack and Michelle, recently stepped into motherhood, bringing a new life into a family that has always found a balance between worldwide attention and deeply private family moments. Though Malia has kept much of her life away from the spotlight, people who grew up watching the Obamas have felt a genuine curiosity and admiration for her journey into motherhood. For Barack and Michelle, becoming grandparents is more than just welcoming a baby, it represents the continuation of their family's values, history, and love. It is a milestone they have quietly looked forward to for years. Barack, known not only as a president but as a devoted father, has always made it clear that his daughter's happiness and well-being were his top priority, even during the most demanding years of his presidency. His fatherhood has always been rooted in gentle guidance, steady support, and unconditional love. And now, he is stepping into his newest role, with the same heart. Michelle, equally committed and nurturing, has remained a source of wisdom, strength, and comfort for her daughters, guiding them through adulthood and now supporting them through the journey of parenthood. This moment holds an even deeper significance as three generations come together: Barack and Michelle's seasoned wisdom, Malia's youthful energy and hope, and the pure innocence of a newborn, meeting in one beautiful, unforgettable family moment. Despite their very public lives, the Obamas have always managed to guard moments like these, creating spaces filled with intimacy and meaning. And this first meeting with a grandchild is no different. For them, it's more than a milestone, it's a celebration of love, continuity, and the bonds that have always defined who they are as a family. The hours before Barack met his first grandchild were filled with quiet excitement and a touch of nerves, a different kind of anticipation for a man who has stood in some of the world's most high-pressure situations. This moment didn't require speeches, strategy, or leadership. It required heart. Friends close to the family have said that Barack spent the morning reflecting on the journey that brought him here, the years of fatherhood, the challenges, the laughter, the lessons, and now the incredible joy of seeing his daughter become a mother. Michelle, with her ever-present warmth and thoughtfulness, helped organize the visit to make sure it was peaceful, private, and deeply meaningful. Even the youngest family members, if present, seemed to sense the importance that hung gently in the air. Malia herself was a blend of excitement and nervousness. She had no intention of sharing her child with the world just yet, but sharing this moment with her father meant everything. Preparing the nursery, wrapping the baby in soft blankets, and whispering to her family about what this moment would mean, it all added to the emotional weight building in the room. Everyone knew this wasn't just a first introduction. It was the beginning of a lifelong bond, a connection built on love, trust, and the magic of new life. Even before Barack entered the room, the anticipation felt electric, filled with awe, tenderness, and the universal joy of welcoming a new baby into the world. Fans watching from a distance could only imagine the emotion, the smiles, and the memories being created behind those private doors. And then, the moment arrived. Barack Obama finally walked into the room to meet his grandchild for the very first time. As he stepped inside, a quiet stillness filled the space, as if everything paused to acknowledge the weight of the occasion. The tiny newborn, wrapped snugly in a soft blanket, seemed to sense the warmth of the man approaching. Barack's face lit up instantly, a glowing mix of awe, love, and overwhelming gratitude, as he held out his arms to receive the precious little one. There were soft gasps, warm laughter, and emotional smiles from Michelle and Malia as they watched the moment unfold. As Barack held the baby, his expressions shifted between wonder, pride, and deep, gentle affection, revealing a soft, nurturing side of him that the public rarely gets to see. Every tiny movement from the newborn, a small yawn, a tiny stretch, a sleepy little blink, captured Barack completely. Each gesture brought another smile, another whisper of affection, another gentle touch. Malia stood close, her heart full, overwhelmed with gratitude and pride as she watched her father embrace the newest member of their family. Michelle's eyes shimmered with tears as she watched her husband cradle the grandchild who would carry their family's love and values into the next generation. Friends later shared that Barack whispered soft words to the baby, words filled with love, promises, and memories of the same soothing phrases he once used with Malia and Sasha. This moment wasn't just about holding a newborn. It was about legacy, connection, and the start of a lifelong relationship that would be cherished forever. The warmth in that room was almost visible. Even those quietly watching felt the emotional weight, a moment of pure love that no public role or achievement could ever overshadow. After the initial wave of emotions settled, the family drifted into peaceful, intimate moments that made the day even more meaningful. Barack, still cradling the baby with the gentlest touch, whispered reflections to Michelle and Malia, words filled with love, wisdom, and pride. The laughter in the room grew softer and sweeter as they shared stories from when Malia and Sasha were babies. Michelle moved gracefully through the space, offering support, adjusting blankets, soothing the baby when needed, and nurturing her daughters with the same loving presence she has shown for decades. Malia, wrapped in her parents' warmth, allowed herself to relax, finally letting the moment sink in. Every small action, a soft brush of the baby's cheek, a quiet word of reassurance, a shared smile, carried deep emotional meaning. Barack reflected on fatherhood, offering heartfelt advice to Malia, connecting the past with the future in a way that left everyone in the room touched. The family moved in perfect harmony, creating a small sanctuary where nothing else mattered except the love surrounding them. These unscripted, private moments, away from cameras, headlines, and public attention, were where the true magic unfolded. Laughter floated gently through the room, tears shimmered in their eyes, and their hearts overflowed with the simple joy of being together. This wasn't just a first meeting. It was a celebration of family, love, and the beautiful cycle of life that continues from one generation to the next. A memory that will be cherished forever. As the excitement settled, Barack took a quiet moment to reflect on the magnitude of everything he was feeling. Holding his grandchild close, he felt an overwhelming mixture of love, awe, and gratitude. He remembered raising Malia and Sasha, guiding them, supporting them, watching them grow, and now seeing Malia become a mother felt almost surreal. This moment wasn't just emotional, it was deeply meaningful. It reminded him of life's cycles, of the importance of love, and of the responsibility that comes with nurturing the next generation. He thought about the lessons he had learned as a father, patience, listening, understanding, and the warm bond created in simple everyday moments. Looking at the baby's tiny face, he could almost see echoes of his daughters as newborns, soft reminders of how fast time moves and how precious these moments truly are. For Barack, the legacy he felt wasn't about politics or public life. It was about love, values, and the relationships that outlast everything else. Those close to the family later said Barack seemed lost in thought, fully immersed in the moment, cherishing the fragile beauty of this new chapter. Surrounded by love and laughter, Barack Obama stepped into his role as a grandfather with a heart full of gratitude. It reminded everyone watching from afar of one simple truth: no matter who you become in the world, family remains life's greatest treasure. For Malia, seeing her father hold her baby brought a rush of emotions she couldn't have prepared for. Pride, relief, love, connection. All wrapped into one powerful moment. Watching Barack gently cradle her child filled her heart in ways she had never experienced before. She felt a powerful sense of continuity, seeing the tenderness he once showed her reflected in the way he now held her baby. In that moment, she fully understood how deeply generations are linked, how love passes from parent to child to grandchild. She also felt reassured knowing her baby would grow up with a grandfather who, despite the magnitude of his public life, always made room for the people he loved most. Her gratitude went beyond being a new mother. It was about sharing this milestone with the two people who had shaped her entire life. Every look, every gentle word, every touch shared between them reminded her of the unbreakable foundation her parents had given her, and how that love would now extend to her child. The moment was life-changing. Michelle's presence throughout the day brought warmth, stability, and tender guidance to everyone in the room. With her calm voice, reassuring touch, and steady confidence, she helped Malia navigate the overwhelming first emotions of motherhood. She watched Barack with a loving sparkle in her eyes, seeing him as both the man she has walked through life with and now a grandfather embracing a new chapter. Michelle moved quietly and gracefully, ensuring the room stayed filled with comfort, privacy, and calm joy. Occasionally, she shared a light joke or whispered a funny memory, easing the intensity of the emotions and bringing gentle laughter back into the room. Inside, she too reflected on the meaning of this moment, the passage of time, the growth of her daughters, and the beautiful continuation of their family's legacy. Michelle was the heart of the room, guiding, comforting, and enhancing every tender moment with her loving presence. After the first emotional wave settled, the family continued to soak in every moment with the baby, the soft sounds, the peaceful breathing, the tiny movements that filled the room with warmth. Barack and Michelle shared memories from their own parenting journey, offering wisdom, reassurance, and stories that made everyone smile. Malia listened closely, feeling comforted and supported. The simplest actions, rocking the baby, humming soft melodies, exchanging smiles, created an atmosphere of harmony and love. Even small gestures became memories worth holding on to, Michelle showing Barack how she used to soothe Malia, Barack teaching Malia a gentle trick to calm the baby. Laughter mixed with tears of joy in a perfect blend. For this family, one familiar with public duties and global responsibilities, this peaceful time together was a beautiful reminder that family always comes first. Every smile, every tiny coo, every shared glance added another layer to the memories being created. It was a day where generations connected flawlessly, where parental love and grandparent pride met in one beautiful moment. And at the core of it all was the undeniable strength of the Obama family bond. Among the day's countless memories, it was the deeply emotional moments that left the strongest imprint. Barack, usually calm, collected, and confident in public, showed a rare vulnerability as he held his grandchild close. Michelle, glowing with pride, offered gentle touches and warm smiles while watching her husband embrace this new role. Malia felt waves of emotion, love, gratitude, belonging, unlike anything she had ever felt before. Those close to the family shared that at one point, Barack leaned down and whispered tender words to the baby, words filled with hope, love, and promises that felt almost poetic in their sincerity. The baby, wrapped in the love of those around her, responded with soft sounds and tiny movements that made the moment even more meaningful. These emotional highlights weren't meant for the world. They were meant for family. They captured the magic of connection, of legacy, and of love that transcends every barrier. For the Obamas, this day was a reminder of what truly matters: family, continuity, and the joy of welcoming new life. As the day went on, the family reflected on how deeply connected generations truly are. Barack, holding the newborn, felt the weight of the values he and Michelle worked so hard to instill in Malia and Sasha: kindness, resilience, compassion, and the importance of family. Michelle reflected on all the small moments that shaped her daughters: the bedtime stories, the talks about courage, the laughter shared during the most unexpected times. Malia felt the responsibility and beauty of carrying those lessons forward, understanding that her child would grow up surrounded by wisdom, love, and support. Even in the baby's soft movements, there was a quiet reminder that life continues in cycles, each generation carrying forward not just physical traits but the emotional and moral legacy of those who came before. This reflection wasn't exclusive to the Obamas. Anyone who has welcomed a new baby into the family knows this feeling, the mix of hope, responsibility, and awe. For the Obamas, this day crystallized the importance of staying connected, past, present, and future woven together in one unforgettable moment. Even though the moment was deeply private, news of Barack Obama meeting his grandchild quickly spread and touched millions around the world. Social media erupted with joy, admiration, and heartfelt messages celebrating the new addition. People who watched Malia and Sasha grow up felt emotional seeing this new chapter unfold. Hashtags trended as fans shared memories, expressed excitement, and celebrated the continuation of the Obama family's legacy. Many were moved by the idea of Barack, so often seen as a historic figure, now embracing the tender role of grandfather. For many, it reminded them of their own families, connecting people everywhere through shared emotions of love and pride. Celebrities and public figures also joined the conversation, offering congratulations and love. Despite all the global attention, the Obamas maintained their characteristic grace and privacy, showing once again that while the world may watch, these moments belong first to the family. The public's reaction was a testament to how deeply Barack and Michelle have influenced the world. But more importantly, it demonstrated how universal and powerful family moments truly are. Moments like this don't just warm hearts, they bring people together. Across cultures, across countries, across generations.